And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, inside the Saxson Club here. Is this Austin time? Is this considered Austin time?
Yes.
What is it? Okay, so we're in Austin time. I'm just from East Palestine. I got no idea where we are. I had to take a charter flight in here. We are just excited for playoff season. We are joined by the head ball coach of the Canfield Cardinals, 9-1. And at 3 o'clock, things made official today. You will be in the playoffs, and you'll be hosting, Coach. Talk to me about what's going to go on. I mean, anticipation from regular season to playoffs once again.
Thanks, DJ. It's great to be out here with all you guys and the other coaches that are in the playoffs. And appreciate the Mahoning Coach Association putting this on.
Oh, yeah.
We felt that after Saturday night, last night, Notre Dame Cathedral Latin beat Menlo Catholic, that they would be our opponent. They sure are. And we've traded tapes this morning, and they're very well deserving of being in the playoffs. People are going to look at the record at 5-5. They're going to be sorely mistaken that this team doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs. We've got some history with them the last 2 years. In 19, they beat us 38-0 up there, and last year we were able to flip the script and beat them 34-7 at our place.
Incredible. So when you look at this, I mean, you guys have had a gauntlet of a schedule this year. Do you feel like that better prepared you for teams and a long run here in the playoffs in 2021?
I think we're prepared to face anything that Notre Dame Cathedral Latin is going to throw at us. But obviously, we've got to have a great week of practice. They're very talented. Their quarterback is as fast of a quarterback as we're going to see, and that includes Terrence Thomas from Friday night that ran the ball for close to 200 yards against us. And they got a couple skill kids in the tailback, a couple wideouts, DBs, very big up front, well coached. It's going to be one of the better matchups in the first round.
I'm going to give you the old age-old question of who does NDCL remind you of that you played on your schedule this year?
Dover.
Okay.
Big up front, great skill. We're going to have to come with our A game, or we're going to be turning our equipment in next Monday.
Stevie?
Here he goes with his A game. They've had their A game for 10 games. Now, I wanted to ask you, Friday night, and we talked last week, the Cards were stacked against the Cards. Home game for them, senior night, backs against the wall. As the head coach and watching after you watch, that has to be great preparation for a playoff game, because actually it was a playoff game. For them, it was a playoff game, and I thought your kids stood up to the task and played well. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, really proud of our guys and how they battled every play, especially our defense. To hold that offense to 2 field goals is a great feather in their cap. We talked all week long about Boardman's motivation, but we also had motivation. Sure. It's a rivalry game on 224. If we won, we had an opportunity to have a home playoff game. And if we win the first playoff game, we'll be the first team in Canfield history to have 2 home playoff games. There's a lot riding on it for us also. And Boardman came ready to play. Obviously, we knew they would. Seth had them really well prepared. They schemed us as well as anybody we have faced this year. And, just credit our kids with the effort and competitiveness that they had all game long, and to hold on and, win that game 13-6.
And we talk about your opponent now. They are not an unknown in the playoffs. They've played a lot of our local schools, DJ, a lot of schools tough.
Yeah,
I remember a lot of the years Urson was outstanding, and they'd come in, or we'd go there. And you said it best, you better be ready to play for them, because they will not be intimidated by a Mahoning Valley school. No doubt. They're coached well. But I like the way you're playing. There's no doubt. I've told you that for 10 weeks now. We'll talk again this week, but hats off on a great regular season. And we wish you nothing but the best.
Thanks, Steve.
Coach, before we let you go, one more thing. The Mvca, you've been a part of this for a very long time. What does it mean to you, and why is it so important?
Mahoning Valley Coach Association is here to help student athletes in the area. And they do a great job in promoting all sports. They do a great job in giving scholarships to deserving student athletes. And, obviously it's just a great way to get together and see old friends during the season that you normally don't get to see. And then also meet some new younger coaches coming in. And, hopefully when us old guys are out, they continue this.
Are you like the wily vet of this group? I was just
no, not yet.
I'm looking.
Fedesky's out there.
I was going to say, I saw Brian out there.
Fedesky's what, of the year 105, I think Fedesky.
Yeah.
it's a great coaches association. DJ, they do a great job, Coach. We're proud of YSN to be a part of this, no doubt, to have a little playoff preview with all the coaches here, no question.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good luck. We appreciate you.
It, DJ.
Best of luck to you.
Good luck.
We'll be back right after this on the playoff preview show here on YSN.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Working with your family can be stressful at times, but because they're family, you know that you're going to get a loving, honest answer, even when things don't make sense, to any problem. Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance.
Storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Notice we'll have scattered showers on Thursday.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local, independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we go from one end of 224 to the other, one Pavlansky to the other. Coach, congratulations on a successful season making the playoffs.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. All right, so you're playing Fairless, official now. You're heading on the road. Do you feel like it's sometimes easier to get on the road? Obviously, it's special play in front of a home crowd, but you can pack your bags and really go to work.
You know, I think playing Week 11, you play anywhere. You know, they told us before the season we'd go a long ways just to have a chance of playing Week 11. But so we're going to embrace it, enjoy it, and and not take it for granted.
The last time we talked, your team was really starting to turn that corner into the rest of the season. 3 tough losses in the first few weeks. Now you're 7-3, feeling good about it. Your defense is shored up completely. Talk to me about what happened and when it happened this season for you.
Well, it's a matter. There's a cumulative effect, I think. The thing we know about our kids is that we think it's fair to say right now after 10 weeks, we got a tough crew.
Yep.
We got kids who like to compete. We got kids who are together. I think they're focused on being successful. And, and I think our approach each and every single day has just gotten better and better. And, and again, right now we stand 7-3 and, our 3 losses were to teams that are 28-2. And we had chances in the fourth quarter in every single one of those games to win it. And so hopefully we can get ourselves in a situation like that again against a really good team and, see what we're made out of.
It's going to be a good Fairless team, but it's interesting. I heard the term Povember as Poland-Vember the other night, and I was like, you know what? That's pretty good. It seems to be when you guys do the most of your damage.
Well, it's the first time I've heard that, honestly, okay, all sincerity. But, hey, it's a time to embrace, during the playoffs. We expect our best players to play their best. And everybody else take it up a notch. And I know that's what our guys are working towards.
Stevie?
Yeah, I want to give you guys a lot of credit, Coach. We talked the night before the South Range game. DJ, you understand this. Coach, you've been in a long time. It's tough for teams to face the adversity that you guys face for 3 tough losses. But when you rattle off the records of them, that's prepared you for where you're at now. I think, DJ, the biggest thing I noticed, and Coach, I wanted to get the intensity of your group, how hard you play. How well you're playing together. I've noticed those things the last 7 weeks. Talk about that a little bit. Is it safe to say sometimes losses bring staffs and groups closer together? It sure looks that way to me.
Well, I think there's there's a phrase that I'm not sure who said it, but adversity, you got two choices. You know, you come together or you fall apart. And you know, and we mentioned that a little bit. And our group has continued to grow together, which I knew they were going to, just because of the closeness of the crew.
Sure.
You know, and like I said, ever since I got there in February and our staff got there in March, you know, that's what they've demonstrated. They've demonstrated a closeness, a togetherness, a toughness, and you know, that's only continuing to grow. But most of all, you know, our league has prepared us for this. You know, I mean, our league has prepared us for this. He was talking with Coach Yeagley earlier. You know, we got to be ready to go every single week. Sure. And I mean, it don't matter. I mean, who's on the other side? I mean, they've been well coached. They've schemed you up well. They expose you as to what you can do and what you can't do. And so there's definitely a list of things to get better at after you played all our teams in our league. And regardless of what that outcome was, but I think our league has prepared us the most.
All right, what do we know about Fairless?
You know, Stark County team about an hour and a half away from here.
Okay.
You know, they got some really good skill players. Defensively, they're sound. They run the ball. They're aggressive. You know, they're a physical bunch. You know, they're co-champs in the league. They're 9-1. They lost a tough one week 9 to Worcester Triway. But you look at their schedule. I mean, they beat Orville, who was state champion not too long ago.
Yep.
They beat an Akron Manchester team who historically has always been really strong. You know, we got our work cut out for us. You know, but then again, it's week 11. You know you're going to play a good team. And so they definitely check off all the boxes in terms of preparation.
So I asked your brother the same question. Is there anybody that Fairless reminds you of that you played this year?
Well, you know what? They do. They're like a combination skill-wise of you know, in terms of scheme-wise, too, of a lot of the teams in our league, like Gerard and Jefferson, even Struthers. You know, they want to get their ball into skill positions players, into skill players, and they do a pretty good job being very creative about it. I mean, a lot of formations, a lot of misdirections, you know, a lot of salad dressings, you know, as we call it, you know, and it's trying to just give you a little bit of everything, but they you come back to it again, the ball's going to the core guys, which I think every team should try to do. You know, getting the ball to your best players. And I'm not sure how good coaching that is, but it's just, you know, it's
salad dressings. I love it.
It's not rocket science, but it's just try and get the ball to your best guys. And so, and that's what they do, and they do it well.
Coach, 7-3. We wish you a lot more wins in that left column, and best of luck in the playoffs.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it, guys.
There he is, Coach Pavlansky, right here on the YSN Playoff Preview Show at the Saxson Club, sponsored by Belleria. Back after this in just a little bit.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, shop with confidence knowing we're ready to go the extra mile for you. With the largest selection of used vehicles in the Valley, backed by the Greenwood Advantage Warranty. Every one of our vehicles has undergone our own 126-point inspection, so it passes the most important inspection, yours. No other dealership has the extra inventory, gives you extra for your trade, and goes the extra mile for you. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Live broadcast, anything goes here. We are joined by, we talked about the first, second, third time this week we get to sit down with each other. Dan Yeagley,
so much fun.
I know, the OG of YSN in the Coach's Corner. He joins us here in the playoff preview show. When I say playoffs, the burgundy and gold is now associated with that just naturally. You guys, it's a second season for you, but the first season went really well, 10-0. The second time since 2017, Coach, a very special group. And obviously on Friday, you showed up and showed out.
Oh, the kids were unbelievable. They came out and played so hard. And, we talked about the NE8. We talked about being undefeated. We know how hard it is to go undefeated. We know how hard it is to win the NE8 because it's such a great league full of great players and coaches. And we knew that, we had to come out and play with so much emotion and so much intensity. And the kids responded. They really did. And, again, hats off to my coaches. They got them ready to play and had a great game plan against that really, really good Hubbard team.
All right, so now you face it's Rootstown, right?
It's Rootstown, yes.
Okay, so a team that we're familiar with on YSN because I felt like every week they just picked up somebody.
On Thursday.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. So what do we know about Rootstown and what's the scheme?
You know what? First of all, they'll play anybody.
Yeah.
Sounds like somebody I know.
We're sitting there looking at their schedule and all of a sudden canceled and then another game. They, like you said, they cancel on Wednesday, pick a game up on Friday. I couldn't do that.
Yep.
I got to sit there and I got to do my thing. And they have a very good program. The team's coming. They're young, which is scary. And but they have a really good quarterback. I saw a little bit of film. That's where I'm heading out after this is with my coaches to break down some more film. And they got a quarterback that will sling it around. Does a great job. A really good receiver, number 4, finds the open spots, catches the ball above average speed. 2 good running backs. One really quick kid that I don't think gets the ball enough, which I'm okay with. And another kid that will pound at you. Again, really good speed also. And, we were talking Saturday because the thoughts that we might be playing them and having a good wrestling program at South Range. They also have a very good wrestling program. We met them in the duels the last couple of years. And, when you start playing these wrestling schools, it gets scary because it doesn't matter if you're 155 pounds, Logan Cormell type kid. They're going to get you. And they're going to come ready to play, and they're not afraid of one-on-one matchups. So we got a lot of work to do this week. Luckily, we have another day and don't play till Saturday night. So we're looking forward to this.
How quickly do you get that film from, like when you're playing Rootstown, how quickly can you get your hands on that film?
Last night I sort of knew that that's who we were going to play. So I sent out a message through Huddle.
Yeah.
Huddle's fantastic. And, hey, Coach, I think we're going to play. These are the 2 films I want. Send me what you, here, send me these 2 films and whatever you want me back in return. And, we had them last night and trying to look at some other things, trying to find out whatever else we could. So, there's a lot of stuff out there nowadays. And so we were searching the internet for all we could and everything else, stats and all that other stuff. So, creeping, I guess we can call it creeping.
I like that.
Today's day and age.
Today's day and age, creeping.
Got to call that, but we were finding as much information as we can because, again, we don't know them. They don't know us. And we just know we got to prepare and play South Range football.
You got me again. Something tells me you were up late last night watching film.
I was.
Yeah.
You end up it's your guys' fault that I was up even later because, I was sitting there. One of my coaches with Coach Zinni was at the Salem West Branch game, and we were keeping track. And all of a sudden, it's overtime. So I had to click on and I had to watch the overtime game and the overtime. And my goodness, what a game!
How much guts to go for 2 there?
Oh my God! I don't know if I would have done that. I think I might have kicked it and done it again. But then again, you don't want to be like Illinois and go for have 7 of them going on.
Play another 4 hours.
I think it was a well-coached ball game by both teams, and I thought that they've always prepared their kids, and West Branch very well coached. They know their kids, and they put it on the kids, and the kids responded. And again, Salem just
what a job!
Oh, great job, Coach Johnson always gets those kids ready to play, and his son had a great game, and it was a classic. It really was great. great game to end the regular season on for you guys.
Absolutely.
And, so yeah, it's your fault that I was up late because I had to switch on and had access to that game and could watch it. So thank you,
Stevie.
Mahoning Valley Coaches Association. We're proud to be a part of it. I know, Coach, you've been a part of it a long time. What does the Mahoning Valley Coaches Association mean to you?
You know what? It's full of great people. These coaches. When I first got into this, however many long years ago, they brought me in. I mean, it was one of those things where they started accepting, get these young coaches in here, and then all of a sudden you got these mentors. One of my, Coach Dorenzo from Salem.
Sure.
Oh my goodness, when I was playing, he was one of those fabulous coaches that was on the other side, and how I looked up to him. And then once we got into Mahoning Valley Coaches, he was there and was always a great mentor, and we always had some nice talks because. Springfield is Springfield. They're a great program, years in, years out for a long, long time, and able to talk to him. But these coaches, I've said it many, many times. This valley's full of great coaches.
No question.
And when you get together and get to talk football and just share stories and and get help because sometimes coaches don't have a whole lot of friends. So,
we're your friends. Don't worry about that. We're your friends.
Well, and then you got
no, you're right.
Because guess what? You spend the season
together
just with our group, and you live and die football with that group. And my friends are my assistant coaches, and obviously my wife.
Absolutely.
And and the players. And that's it. I mean, that's all you have time for. And it's great seeing these guys come out tonight and spend a little time with the Mahoning Valley coaches and you guys.
So I thought it was really interesting when you walked in. The place kind of hushed a little bit, and just like a raining of congratulations. I mean, in all sincerity, when I texted you the other day, when I came down there, your eyes were filled with tears not because of what it means to you, but what it means to the kids and how hard they worked and what it means to your community and your alma mater of South Range of what you've done. That has to be so nice at this point to look back and say, listen, when everything happens, when the final whistle blows, you did your part.
The South Range community is such a great community, and a lot of tradition there and a lot of community support, and I'm just happy to be part of it, and I'm happy that I was brought up in that community. It is so special. I mean, it's special that my parents don't miss a game still.
That's
and
awesome.
They come
that
and
is awesome.
After the game, after I clean up the locker room and everything's done, they actually stay and wait and drive me over from the stadium to the locker room.
There you go.
And there's just things like that, and the people that are waiting around just to congratulate us and congratulate the team, and just it's such a special place. It really is. And these kids understand. They understand how important the community is and how important the South Range atmosphere is. And Friday night was a packed crowd. I mean, it was crazy. And I know a lot of people that didn't go because they knew it was going to be packed. But luckily for YSN, they were able to watch it and able to follow along. And it was wonderful. And the kids are learning more and more, especially the young kids, how important the South Range community is and how exciting it can be.
It certainly means something. I'll tell you what, they put that burgundy gold on.
I'm blessed.
This is a 10-0 coach, and this is what he looks like, and he will be on the field next Saturday taking on Rootstown. Coach, as always, congratulations. We're proud of you, and you're our friend.
So much. Oh, thank you. Awesome. I appreciate it.
We'll be back after this.
We are there in your community. Small business owners, mechanics, police officers, homemakers. And we are there serving our nation in the Air Force Reserve. When medical emergencies arise, in cybersecurity, when natural disasters happen, we are there in space. We are Reserve Citizen Airmen, and we are there with over 180 different jobs to serve your country. Air Force Reserve.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
For a great vehicle and a great experience, come to Boardman Mitsubishi today. As always, our full lineup of Mitsubishi models comes with a standard 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Boardman Mitsubishi, your hometown Mitsubishi dealer since 1999.
Cocos Pizza, always supporting our community and our local athletes. Stop in on game day or score big and have it delivered right to your door. Check out our daily specials at cocospizza.com. That's Cocos Pizza, we serve it hot.
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are live at the Saxson Club for the playoff preview for the Mvca and YS. Try to do that. It's 10 times fast, boys. We are joined by a very special coach. You talk about 10-0. We get another 10-0 right here. Coach Mosier of Garfield, the G-Men, showing up all season long. And, you know, it's tough because we talked about this before. Your coverage area is really interesting because it really doesn't touch anybody, so you guys are kind of out there on your own, so you're able to sneak up on some teams this time of year, but you didn't sneak up on anybody on YSN. Talk to me about how the season really went for you.
Yeah, well, hey, I don't mind sneaking up on people every once in a while. Look, 10-0, so the season went really well. In a new league with some teams that we'd played before, still in the past, you know, with LeBray, and we played Brookfield the year before. We'd scrimmaged Newton Falls, so but we'd never seen teams like Lakeview or Campbell Memorial or some of these. So, you know, tough league. We saw some good athletes every single week, and our kids responded.
You were tested by, of course, LeBray, and then you were tested late in the season by Liberty. I mean, when you battle adversity like that, tell me how good it feels to be on the other side and come through.
Yeah, so, you know, first of all, that Liberty team Friday night is not the same Liberty team that I saw on tape, you know, earlier in the year. That was Coach Simon's doing an outstanding job. He's got some really special athletes. I love their schemes. And you know, it wasn't a matter of overlooking. I mean, we knew we were going to be in a dogfight Friday night. They were playing for their playoff lives. It was senior night. We were banged up going in. We knew we were going to have to. I didn't necessarily want it to be, you know, down by one with 2.5 minutes to go.
Right.
But our kids responded and played really well. So hats off to Liberty for the game they put together. And yeah, you're right. You know, if you're going to face adversity sometime in there, let's face it and let's see how we respond.
Stevie?
Well, I thought the coach, your group has faced it all year long with the schedule you play. Love the physicality of your football team. I know we love being a part of the YSN covering. We talk in the primetime shows every week how physical this team is. There's a game Friday night when you face a young man and quarterback like that. It's a great preparation to start the play.
Yeah, without a doubt. Athletes in space, you know, when you stat the tape up at the end and you see, you know, a lot of guys with solo tackles, you hold your breath, right? Because, you know that any one of those you missed Friday was probably going to go a long ways. And that's really what kind of happened. You know, a few times we didn't rally to the ball and they got loose. But, you know, you're right. You know, that's the kind of stuff you're going to see during the season. So let's see it now, right? I mean, let's go.
How exciting is playoff time for you? Now you get a home game. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's, you know, we haven't been at home since, September 24th, I think, was our last. You know, we're on a 4-game
road dogs.
Yeah, like a West Coast trip we've been on here. So yeah, it's going to be nice to get back at our stadium and play in front of our guys, and getting that rhythm of playing at home again. I think our kids are looking forward to that.
We got to give a shout out to Michael Yancey, who's saying "Go G-Men." He said that's the guy I want to see. So when you think about Week 11, it's a quick turnaround, and oftentimes you don't know who you're facing. We talked to Joe Idle earlier this week, and do you keep your eye kind of peeled on Joe Idle and the matchups, or is there too much going on?
You know what? I don't a whole lot. Now, a couple of Coach Ward and a couple of these guys will tell me all the time, it's going to be this guy, it's going to be this guy. For me, everything changes so much week to week to week that, I preach, let's just go 1-0, and I know everybody says that, but we really just worry about the one right in front of us. And the thing I've learned is you can be a high seed and get a really tough draw in the first round, or you can be a middle seed and get a draw that works. It's a flip of the coin when you get to Week 11. Last year we had a great year and we drew Mooney with our first game. You say, well, what a reward that was, right? So, some years you think you like the matchup, and then you play the game and you didn't like it as much as you thought you were going to. So, it's really just about what's in front of you right now, and that was Week 10, and that was Liberty, and that was let's try to find a way to close this out. And now, we'll prepare for a Sandy Valley team that we've never seen before, and it'll all be new.
So talk to me about the war room. Whenever you get to see Sandy Valley, how quickly do you get the tape? How long do you study for today on a Sunday?
Yeah, so we exchanged yesterday, and at least for me, it's always the same. The first time you put the team on, you go, oh boy, geez, I'm in. And they're a nice team, and you can tell they're well coached, and they got good schemes. You just continue to watch, and we're about one day into breaking it down with playing on Saturday. Everything kind of gets kicked back one day, so you got that extra prep day in there a little bit. That'll be something that we'll have to adjust to this week. But we'll just keep building the game plan as we go. What we like, what we don't like, where we got to make, who's available to play, all those types of things.
Who does Sandy Valley remind you of that you played this year?
Maybe a little bit like Brookfield.
Okay.
Very physical. Physical team, spread out, 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard passer. The quarterback runs the ball a little bit as well too. One receiver with about 55 catches. So that'd probably be the first team I'd compare it to.
So D5 is a gauntlet. As you know, the guy before you, he's got a pretty good team. Oof. You got a pretty good team. And there's a team that starts with a K and ends with Ertland that is pretty good as well. I mean, you have to mentally prepare yourself to go through a 10-0 season and know that you haven't done anything yet moving on to Week 11.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm pretty good friends with Coach Lenardi at Ravenna, and they're that Division III Region 9, and we're always kind of talking with each other about how tough the regions are, and that's a meat grinder of a region too. And I'm sure everybody says it about their region, but Division 5 Region 17 really is.
Yikes!
I think it's the best one.
Yeah,
that's my personal opinion. When I look at that, Coach, I look at 4 or 5 teams that can make that run. And if the winner of this region, DJ, in my opinion, has a great chance to win a state championship.
Yeah, I'd agree. Now you just got to do whatever you can to survive and advance every week.
So you're sitting there in the locker room on Monday, and the guys know who they're playing. Do you have to have the inspirational speech anymore, or they just get up and go?
We're a senior-led team, and that showed Friday night. With the ability to come back and do some things like that. So I don't think it's going to take a whole lot of motivation. These guys have set the goals early on this year, and Friday night we accomplished one, and I don't think it's going to take a whole lot to get these guys going tomorrow.
Coach, we appreciate you. We love that you're part of YSN. It's you're one of our favorite teams to watch because you never know where the ball is going. You never know where the ball is going.
It's like the 1930s.
It is. It's crazy. Now, it is a little tough to announce. I'm not going to lie to you. We have no clue. And when you have bad eyes like these, it's Dema, and then you apologize later. Coach Moja, we appreciate you stopping by, and best of luck in the playoffs.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back right after this on the YSN Preview Show, live from the Saxson Club.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
For a great vehicle and a great experience, come to Boardman Mitsubishi today. As always, our full lineup of Mitsubishi models comes with a standard 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Boardman Mitsubishi, your hometown Mitsubishi dealer since 1999.
Cocos Pizza, always supporting our community and our local athletes. Stop in on game day or score big and have it delivered right to your door. Check out our daily specials at cocospizza.com. That's Cocos Pizza, we serve it hot.
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Saxson Club here, the home of the YSN Mvca playoff preview show. We are joined by a guy that I've wanted to talk to for a very long time, Coach Lude of the Western Reserve Blue Devils. Coach, fantastic year. And the thing that I love most about your team is just the grit. You guys are built on grit. It is just fire every time you guys take the football field. Talk to me about the turning point in this football season for your team.
Yes. I think grit's a great word. Our offensive line takes great pride. We were just talking about them before we got on here. It started January 1st. We wanted to start 6 a.m. lifting there at Western Reserve. And the first day we showed up, we had kids showing up at 5:15. They were so hungry to get after it after, that bad taste in their mouth from losing to Jackson Milton and losing to McDonald last year, that we actually had to move lifting up. We started at 5:30 a.m. in the off season. And had elite numbers with our lifting. So I think it started there and it's carried into the season.
I feel like you're that team that's never late. Like your kids, you don't have to tell them what time the kickoff is because they're ready 10 minutes before.
Absolutely. Berlin Center, that's all they care about, running the football, playing football, and having a good time afterwards for sure.
Love it, Stevie.
One of the studio guys is the audible call. These are one of the guys that I picked to watch. It's one of the games I watched. We had Coach Pavlin from Poland. And DJ, I think you guys are very similar. Not a lot of teams can go through what you guys did the first 3 weeks to credit your coaching staff and your kids, but the progression from those first 3 weeks to now. How special has that been for you as the head coach to watch these kids gel?
Absolutely. I'm very proud of our guys. I think as soon as the schedule came out, you look at it and you look at those first three and you're like, hey, we're going to be tested. We had 2 teams on our schedule that played in a state championship last year in Springfield and then in Warren JFK. Liberty just went toe-to-toe down the stretch with undefeated Garfield and LeBray, who's having a great year. They had an awesome year. And then Brookfield's been right there all year as well. So the fact that was for the first 3, our guys battled. And I think the one thing you can say in those games, they didn't give up. I know the scores got away from us a little bit, but they played really, really hard, and I think that helped us in the second half of the year.
So the draw goes, you guys in Springfield, one of our 2 all-local matchups here. When you see that, you strike me as the kind of guy that doesn't go, oh, boy. You take it as a challenge, and you challenge your students.
They got to go down at some point. We just said that before they got on here. It's been a long time since Western Reserve has beat those guys. Bo Brungard's a heck of a player, and Coach Guerrero is doing a great job over there, their whole staff. But as soon as we found out we were playing those guys, you worry about that as a coach. Like, are they going to bow to the Tiger, or are they going to want to play that game? And when we found out, there was excitement in the room. And our senior said it best, when our senior captain stood up, he goes, we want to be the ones to knock these guys off. We got to go through them at some point if we want to make the run that we want to run, so we might as well be the first ones to do it. So that was encouraging and exciting to see for sure.
I mean, as a young coach, you have to admit that when somebody stands up and says that gets your blood pumping a little bit, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Like, we were ready to play that day. It's like, we were just coming off a very tough loss. Like the night before to lose, we played a big, hungry Rootstown team that was trying to make the playoffs. A big physical lineman and everything, and they took it to us down the stretch there. The fact that the next morning you find out you're playing Springfield and you get that response, it's definitely encouraging, and I think that's a lot of credit to the type of kids we got out there.
Do you feel like the second time gives you a little bit more? Because, we just talked to coaches trading tapes. Like, you know what you're getting. There's nobody that doesn't know who's going to be battling across from them on the line. Do you feel that gives you a little bit of an advantage?
Yeah, I definitely think it does as well. I think they can make the same case.
Yep.
They know how we're going to come at them. The 3 times we played in the 2 years that we played them, we've held the ball a lot, and we know that. And we're going to hold the ball again. We ain't going to lie to them. Like, our goal is to keep them off the field, take 3 yards in a cloud of dust. It's old school football. Our kids take great pride in that. Our big thing is we have to finish. In all 3 games that we played against them so far, we haven't finished. We've had opportunities. The first game last year, we're in the red zone inside the 10 twice, and we don't finish. The second game, same thing. We get down there, and we don't finish. And then the first game this year, it's 6-0, and in the blink of an eye, it's 28-0 before the half because we don't finish a drive. All of a sudden, we turn it over, we give up a punt return, and we fumble. And that's what good teams do. So if we want to have a chance to beat these guys, we have to finish. And I think our guys know that.
I love the excitement level on him.
I love it, man. So all I get is football. I get into it with my fiance all the time. She's like, you're just trying to make appearances because I go to, like, youth stuff. And, like, last night I'm at the Salem West Branch game because, it was unbelievable atmosphere. I coached at Salem for 12 years, so still have a lot of good relationships there. And yes, and I owe Ron Johnson a lot for where I am today. So to go see that and see that game, like, being away from it from 2 years, it still hurt, man. Like, I was in the end zone watching it, and that game's a special game, so it was cool to see that. And a bunch of our kids went, so that was encouraging too, because our kids love football too. Yep. I saw 10 of our guys there, and it's like, the area is just incredible.
That's what football's all about, playoff time, dude. You know that.
Well, and that's
Absolutely.
The funny thing is you take a very prideful program like yours, a program that is so rich in traditions and championships, and you guys are back. Last year's a wash. Everybody made it that wanted to go in, but you take your team back to the playoffs. That has to give you a little bit of pride inside for you and for these guys that grew up watching the Blue Devils and wanting to be there, water boys and all that. That has to be such a great feather in their cap, but it's not good enough to make the playoffs. You want to make an impact.
Absolutely. We were part. So I played for Coach Topoletsky in track. He coached my dad in football in the 80s. He kind of put Berlin Center football on the map. When I played football, I played for Coach Capacci, and actually John Armini at LeBray was our offensive line coach. So, we learned a lot of stuff. We got it turned around for the first time in 20 years. And then when Andy came in, they took it to places that had never been before. So when I got here, that's what I told him in the interview. I'm not here to tear it down. Berlin Center is about tradition, and tradition doesn't graduate. And that's been our message to our guys since we got here, and I think they've done a good job of that.
Coach, you have done a great job with your kids. We're proud of you. We're proud that you're on YSN. We love watching your games. Good luck in the playoffs. We're rooting for you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Love talking about our guys, so anytime,
Awesome. We'll take you up on that.
Absolutely.
Be careful. You'll end up on YSN more than I am.
That's fine.
We'll be back right after this on YSN.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, shop with confidence knowing we're ready to go the extra mile for you. With the largest selection of used vehicles in the Valley, backed by the Greenwood Advantage Warranty. Every one of our vehicles has undergone our own 126-point inspection, so it passes the most important inspection, yours. No other dealership has the extra inventory, gives you extra for your trade, and goes the extra mile for you. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Quality, custom.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
For a great vehicle and a great experience, come to Boardman Mitsubishi today. As always, our full lineup of Mitsubishi models comes with a standard 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Boardman Mitsubishi, your hometown Mitsubishi dealer since 1999.
Cocos Pizza, always supporting our community and our local athletes. Stop in on game day or score big and have it delivered right to your door. Check out our daily specials at cocospizza.com. That's Cocos Pizza, we serve it hot.
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to YSN, the Mvca playoff preview show here at the Saxson Club, brought to you by our friends at Belleria. Look who we got. This guy right here. He needs no introduction, but he wants to bust my chops as soon as he sits down at the table. Sean Guerrero of the Springfield Tigers. Coach, first off, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm just glad you had me here and invited me out.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, in all seriousness, another great season for you guys. You continue to roll on, obviously battling a little adversity at the beginning of the season and just keep on cooking. And now you get to another playoff and you know, are the kids focused in? I mean, is it tough to keep them focused throughout the season when you have seasons of the last two that they know that the ultimate goal is a state championship?
Well, I think our kids, you know, I mean, just have to know that we have to continue to get better week by week.
Yeah.
I think week one was a wake-up call for our kids. I mean, obviously you're excited for the opening of it, but that was something where it was a great challenge for us just to see how good we would be week one. And I think our kids have gotten better, you know what I mean, throughout the season. I think our seniors do a good job of keeping our team focused and making sure we have things to work on or just a little thing. So I think it's been a positive experience for our kids again this year.
Yeah, you guys salivate this time of year. I mean, it is like your time of year. Bo, obviously, is a guy that has gotten such notoriety around the area, collecting awards left and right, and he's got a target. I mean, you guys have had a target on your back for 3 years now. I mean, is there a different philosophy? Is there a different energy in the locker room? What is it that is going to take your team from this close to raising the trophy at the end of the year?
Well, I just think that I think from year to year, there's a lot of different challenges, you know, I mean, that your team ends up facing. I thought this year that with a lot of kids that were coming back and had experience, we also had kids that had zero experience. We have, I would say, week one, 5 or 6 kids that were in spots they've never been in, never had any varsity playing time. And I think now being in week 10 or going into week 11, I don't consider those kids, you know what I mean, sophomores, juniors that have never played before. I mean, those kids have experience. They've been through a lot of different looks and a lot of different situations. So I think right now for us to be healthy and to be moving on to week 11 is a positive.
It's going to be crazy saying this, but I felt like going into the season, you guys were an underdog almost because of what you lost. And people were saying, oh, you know, they lost too much that they can't get back to where they were. And then you go out and you prove it week in and week out. I mean, was that something you guys looked at as well? Did you read any of the newspaper clippings or online and kind of look at that?
I try to keep our kids focused on us. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. We just got to make sure that we end up doing the little things right, and making sure, like I said, we continually get better. I think, between Adam Slopek and Mark Brungard, I think we do a lot of different things. I think we got a lot of stuff in the bank right now that we've been able to practice and work on throughout the season. I think it keeps those kids engaged. Coming from last year and losing Clay, I think our kicking game from week 1 to week now has gotten a lot better with Casey Kosick's done a great job throughout the season, getting a ton of reps. Jake Joyce punted for us last year, but he's done a good job of getting better. So I think, on those things that we might have been unsure of, now coming into week 11, I think, we got our feet wet and we should be ready to go for a run here.
Cuz?
You've done it for 2 years. Saturday night again. So from a ritual standpoint, is there anything changed for you maybe, or something that you learned over the last 2 years that you'll try to tweak a little bit as you prepare for this stretch?
Well, I think for us, and I do talk to our players, that's something that the first year run that we ended up having, we gave them Sundays off. And last year we actually had the kids come in just for a quick hour, just to make sure we got a quick lift, stretch. We ran them, ice baths, things of that nature, where our kids are taking care of our bodies. And the kids like that a little bit better than the first year. So we're going to stay with that. But I think you've got to talk to the kids and listen to them a little bit, because they kind of know. Then it shortens up a couple of our practices throughout the week by getting that out of the way. And I've been blessed with a great staff. Those guys do a great job. We had a staff meeting this morning, just making sure that the schedule for this week was set, making sure we got kids in the right spots. And even with our younger kids, and we talked today about our scout team. That's a part where we got to make sure we're putting the kids on the scout team that we have to, and we had a lengthy discussion about that, but that matters. Our players in our program matter. About if we're going against a good Springfield team, that means our younger kids are getting better, and I think that's a huge key to our success. So, I even think. I always give a shout out to Mark Harden, because we played a lot of freshman games. We played a lot of JV games this year. So our whole team, from top to bottom, has gotten better this year, because, I think we played probably 15 freshman and JV games. So I just think throughout, right now our scout team is going to be a key of our success in the next couple of weeks.
All right, so I'm just getting this vision of you on a Sunday morning when the playoffs pairings are released. You're sitting in your chair with your legs crossed, doing Sudoku or reading the dictionary or something like you usually do. And then it comes out you're playing Western Reserve, a team you're very familiar with. What are the challenges and what are the advantages of playing a team that's right down the road?
Well, I think it's a good team and a bad team, because you're familiar with them. You know what they do. You know they have a great program. And they're going to come out and battle us. So I think for our kids, it's going to be excited more. We have another home game for our seniors. They got another chance to play at our stadium. I think that atmosphere has been awesome. So I just know it'll be a battle. Come Saturday night, and our kids will be ready.
Did you win Sudoku?
No, I don't do that. If you know me, everybody else who knows me, I'm usually bouncing off the wall about 6 o'clock in the morning.
I would never imagine him actually
sitting in a chair as a family member. He doesn't do a whole lot of sitting in chairs. There's no doubt. You went to a point that I want to ask you. You played a lot of new guys last year, or this coming season. So you talked about those scout guys. Did you see that from them? Do you see those guys just develop in those 5 extra weeks of practice?
Oh, they do. I talk about that all the time with now we've had 10 extra weeks the past 2 years. That's a whole other season. Right. So getting those extra reps are definitely important. And we just got to know now it's next week we might not be talking about week 12. So we just need to make sure that we're doing everything right now. Still with COVID, there's challenges to make sure the kids are doing the right thing outside of school, and inside of school. So our kids take it very serious. I think our senior leadership is awesome at that point, just because of the challenge that you have, every day of kids getting quarantined and things of that nature. So there's not a kid in our building that doesn't come in with a mask on, and they do those little things because it's important to them.
Coach Sean Guerrero, the Springfield Tigers, sitting down with us. Coach, best of luck week 11, and I'm sure we'll do some coaches' corners and maybe a little level up. But the caveat is, you said I have to jump a little higher because your vert is a little bit
higher. The table
taller.
has to stay still, right?
Yeah. Maybe we'll keep all the things on the table this time.
That was one of my best memories throughout the playoff, is when you knocked everything over on the display table for pregame.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah,
mine too. Sean Guerrero, the Tigers. We'll be back after this, right after our break.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Working with your family can be stressful at times, but because they're family, you know that you're going to get a loving, honest answer, even when things don't make sense, to any problem. Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance.
Storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Notice we'll have scattered showers on Thursday.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local, independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
For a great vehicle and a great experience, come to Boardman Mitsubishi today. As always, our full lineup of Mitsubishi models comes with a standard 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Boardman Mitsubishi, your hometown Mitsubishi dealer since 1999.
Cocos Pizza, always supporting our community and our local athletes. Stop in on game day or score big and have it delivered right to your door. Check out our daily specials at cocospizza.com. That's Cocos Pizza, we serve it hot.
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Saxson Club. DJ Yoakley, John Armini, and of course, we got Steve Leslie on the other side. Before we get started, Coach, I just want to thank everybody that took a part of this and sat down with us, including yourself, here for the MVCA YSN playoff preview show. It's been awesome to be able to get all these great coaches in one spot. Obviously, talking shop in the background, which I know you love. You love hearing some of the stories, and so do we. And that's the beautiful thing about this is now we get to go hear the stories. And collect on some pizza too. So, Coach, before we get started about your awesome season this year, let's talk about the MVCA and why it's so important in this area to get coaches involved and obviously for the student athletes?
It's a great league, but anytime that you have an organization like the Mahoning Valley Coaches Association, it's nice to start getting some young blood. I feel like in the last few years you've seen a turnover here. And it's important to get young coaches involved. So organizations like this who do so much for kids, keep going and, keep doing all those things for the kids.
I think Coach Luke actually said you were one of the Wiley veterans. That's the first time I've ever heard that before. We're almost the same age. I felt a little old.
Yeah, it makes me feel old. Yeah, but I coached Jason at Western Reserve, which seems like forever ago. But yeah, he doesn't let me forget that. The gray hair kind of gives it away too a little bit, but
I wish I had a little bit of that. This has been a magical season for you. I mean, one that you felt you were going to have a strong season. Did you ever really think about 9-1, being number one in the region, being a powerhouse, and everybody looking and saying, "Hey, how do we beat LeBray?"
Expectations were high, and I think they're always high for us. We want to make the playoffs. We want to win football games. And we really, it sounds like lip service, but we really expect to be 10-0 every year. And we got 90% of it done. We let one get away. We struggled a little bit against a very, very good football team in Garrettsville Garfield, but we've learned from it. And we've grown the last few weeks, in the 6 weeks after that during the regular season.
When you have a team like you have, it's almost like an appetizer, the regular season, because now it's the real season. It's what you worked so hard for. It's what these kids, wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go lift and put in the extra reps. Do you see a change already in your guys? Did you see it from 2 nights ago to right now?
Yeah, we didn't celebrate the victory much on Friday night, because they're anxious to get work again. We told them this is like 10 scrimmages, because it really counts now. The winner go home, the survivor in advance type mentality that we try to put in their brains from December all the way through now, October, and hopefully that pays off. We got a lot of seniors that don't want this to be their last game. So hopefully, that comes out in their play and they fight to survive.
Stevie?
We were with you a couple weeks ago at the stadium. To play a home game, obviously, is a key. Saturday games, talk about that a little bit. Will anything change for you guys? Obviously, you get another day, no doubt. Maybe talk a little bit about the week ahead for the LeBray Vikings.
This isn't our first rodeo. We've been lucky. We've been in the playoffs before. We've played on Saturdays before, too. So, we have a schedule that we like to keep. We kind of treat Monday like a Saturday film day with adjustments, and then we start getting into our work days in the week, and we start scaling it back for pregame on Friday. So it adds a little bit of extra time, but we like to keep them fresh. We don't want to overload them,
Does it get anxious? I guess is my question. I wanted to ask that to everybody playing Saturday. Do you get anxious when you're used to that Friday night pattern?
100%, especially too when the other divisions are playing on Friday. So you're sitting there and you're hearing games, you're seeing the updates on Twitter, the YSN updates on Twitter, YSN games on Twitter, and you're like, well, what's going on? Why are we playing? You kind of get that weird, anxious feeling. But like I said, it's not. We've been lucky. This isn't the first time we played on Saturday, so it's not out of the ordinary.
So you talk about tape. We've talked about huddle already, but the craziest part to me is always waiting for who you're going to play that first week, because everything else kind of lines up off of this. But if you watch or look at Joe Idle, and I know you're a guy that kind of keeps your eye one screen and another. If you look at Joe Idle, you kind of know who you're going to play because he's the official guy. We found out. We peeked behind the curtain. Did you know that?
I did.
I had no clue.
I saw him talking with Coach over here.
That was a huge surprise to me. So what's going to happen after you play. So when you know that's going to happen, how quickly do you go after that tape?
Well, our region, there were a lot of, could be's, what ifs.
Right. That was a tight region.
Yeah, and there were lots of games that on Friday night counted. A lot of second-level games, too.
Yeah.
On Friday night, we met as a staff, and we kind of figured it all out before it became official, so we had a, working knowledge of it. My offensive coordinator, Joe McConnell, who's been with me since I got hired, is a little bit of a mathematician. He's pretty good at crunching the numbers, and he was on the money. We kind of knew who we were going to play. We found out, by a very slim margin that we would be the 1 seed, so we can kind of play out the brackets and who was going to, be where. So we did know Friday night before it became official. But it going into the week, it was anything but. It was still a pretty big toss-up.
All right, so that 1 seed, giant target on your back, right? You're going to get everybody's best shot. Do you embrace that, or is that one thing that you're telling your kids, hey, beware?
I think we've already gotten that. I think when you establish yourself as a team that knows how to take care of business, that you get everybody's best shot. I thought Liberty played their best game against us a couple weeks ago, and man, were they ready to go!
How impressive is that team?
mean, wow, man, they
and they were ready to go again this past week against Guerrero.
Night and day, night and day. Where they started and where they are. I mean, you can't give Coach Simon and that staff and those players enough credit. And I thought we got their best shot. Our guys are used to that. And that's the good thing about developing a program, about being competitive year in and year out, that you get that, so they're used to that, and also, in our region, I think some of our kids, are still hunting, which is the nice thing. Everybody says, do you want to play Springfield? Yeah, absolutely want to play Springfield. Our kids, see where they've been, and they want to be there, and to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Woo!
So I think until that happens, I mean, how could you not consider Bo Brungard and Springfield the favorite in that region? Seeding aside, so I still think we are the hunter, in regards to the seeding.
I love it.
I love the answer. How good is this region?
Probably one of the better ones in the state. We thought, our staff, internally thought that there are 3 or 4 really, really good football teams, and then there are 3 or 4 teams that are scary. Scary for matchups based on what they do or the guys they have lining up that could win on any given night. So I mean, you can't say that about every region.
No.
So I really think that the region is pretty deep and pretty good. And then you have a team like Canton Central Catholic sitting at the bottom half of the bracket.
Plays a good schedule.
Yep, and a good program, tough kids. And they're going to come hit you in the mouth. Yep. So you got to be ready to go. When you're that 4 seed with that matchup, you better be ready to go, because you're gonna get a game from them.
One of my favorite guys right here, the head coach of the Belleria Vikings, John Armini, joining us here on the post game. You get to be the last guy on the show, batting cleanup a little bit, knocking everybody in.
Well, I was hiding out in the back a little bit,
You're on as why is that as much as I am now?
Yeah, tried to delay it a little bit.
It's incredible. All right, when you look at a room full of these guys, what does it mean to you?
It's really humbling. I like to know my role and know my place, and I like to try to keep myself grounded. When you're talking to a Sean Guerrero and a Brian Fedeschi and a Dan Yeagley, it's pretty humbling. So when you start thinking that you've done something, you need to talk to those guys, because they've created mountains, and we're still on molehills, so it's nice to be in a room with those guys, and you always pick something up. Picking coaches' brains is a real big part of this business. Finding out what they thought of this opponent or that opponent or what they've had success doing. I mean, it's invaluable. And if you're a football coach in this valley and you're not in this room, you're missing out.
You need to be a part of it.
Yeah, you're missing out.
There's no question.
We have sat down with some of the best tonight, Steve, and I
agree with everything Coach says. I think, Coach, the biggest thing that I get and being a part of it, everyone's rooting for one another. Yeah, there's going to be a couple local matchups somewhere down the road, but every coach in this room wants to see the other coach succeed. And let's be honest, coaching is not an easy situation in today's world. It's a lot of critics. There's a lot of things that go on, but this association's the best. You hit it right in the head.
Yeah, I mean, we root for each other in the valley. It's a valley thing. It's a Mahoning Valley thing. It's a Trumbull County, Mahoning Valley, Columbiana County thing. It's one of the first things I do, is pick up the paper and look at the scores. Sure. Who's having success, who's struggling, how did our opponents do, and we certainly, root for the other teams in our league. We really do, because when we play them, we want them to be good.
Yep.
I want to play teams that are 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, because it gives you what you want, which is testing your program. You don't learn much, from teams that are struggling. I think what I've found out to be true is that you learn more when you have to face someone really good, when you are put up against it, when you are backed into a corner, and that's what we want.
You have some of the rowdiest, ruckus fans we've ever seen on YSN. They are a special group. Talk about how nice it is to have that group, and they travel so well.
Yes, they do.
So well. How nice is that to have it, almost like a 12th man?
It's a community that loves football. It's always been that. That's not something that we've done. That community's loved football for a long time. They're very proud.
You see that Mogador? They want the Mogador one already?
Yeah. Certainly. Yeah. We, one at a time here, one day at a time. But yeah, it's a community that loves football. It's a blue collar, hardworking community that raises hardworking young men, and it's just it's really humbling to be part of it.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck in the playoffs. You know we love you. Anything you need, we're always here for you. Those boys, I hope you have a hell of a run, man. Some of the matchups you guys could have could be the best games and best memories they'll have for 20, 30 years. So best of luck to you.
And thank you so much for doing what you guys do. You know, the exposure, you know, giving our community members and people around the state. You know, I have a best friend who lives in D.C. who watched our playoff game, you know, watched our Week 10 game last week, you know, who will watch our playoff game, you know, and he's 5 hours away.
That's
awesome. The service that you guys provided is invaluable.
That's great to hear. No
It
doubt.
was awesome to have all these coaches on these. I mean, the greatness in this room is unbelievable. I can't wait to go hear some stories. So we're gonna go do that. That is the wrap on the playoff preview show brought to you by the MVCA and YSN, and of course our great sponsors, the Saxson Club and Belleria. For more information, head on over to ysnlive.com. We have a story up right now about everybody in the playoffs, and we'll have the graphics coming soon so you can share those and get ready for your playoff run as well. For Steve Leslie, Coach Armini, I'm DJ Oakley saying good night, everybody, from the Saxson Club.